Okay, folks, let's look at assignment number 4, question 2 in this video. This problem was popped up on the last assignment. It talks about two ice cream machines, a smoothie and a creamy machine. Only this time we understand that we're given the interest rate, and the interest rate in this case is 18.1%. And we want to calculate the present, we want to compare these two alternatives in terms of annual worth. Now, the difference in this particular problem is that now smoothie machine lasts us 14 years and the creamy machine lasts us 12 years. The different years doesn't make any difference to the calculation in terms when we do an annual worth calculation, and when we do present worth calculation with alternatives with different lifespans, there is a rule that we need to follow. But for an annual worth analysis, and the problem states that you should complete an annual worth analysis, this will be a straightforward calculation. So like everything else, or all other examples, I've drawn the cash flow diagrams here on the screen. One for the smoothie, we have annual revenues, $4,200, and annual costs, operating costs, $1,200. And it's 14 years, and our I is 18.1%. Now, the first thing you notice, 18.1%, you will not find that in any of the factor notation tables in your textbook. So we're going to have to resort back to the original formulas in order to solve this. So we go back to original formulas and different factors. In this case, we're using an AP factor, so this is the formula we would use. And we're using an AF factor, which is the sinking fund factor. So we would use that formula in our calculations. So let's just start with the smoothie example. So the annual worth of this cash flow diagram is as follows. First, we have our negative $15,000 initial payout here, and we want to convert that to an annuity. So we use the AP factor to find an annuity given a present value for 18.1% for 14 years. Now, our revenue and our operating costs are already in terms of an annuity, annual costs and annual revenue. So we just put those directly into our formula. So we have 4,200 minus 1,200 directly. And then we also have a salvage value of 2,250, and that salvage value also needs to be converted to an annuity, and we do that by using the AF factor, because this is a value in the future, 14 years in the future. So we want to find an annuity given F for 18.1%, 14. So as I just mentioned, in order to find these particular factors, the AP factor and the AF factor for this interest rate, we have to resort back to the original formulas on the formula sheet. So we have negative 15,000 times 18.1 outside of 1.181 to the power 14 all over and so on. Okay, and that's just plugging those 18% and n of 14 directly into the AP formula right here. So our I would be 0.181 and our n is 14 in this particular formula. So once we plug in the numbers and do the calculations, it turns out that the annual worth of the smoothie machine is $36.01. So that's our annual worth for that particular alternative. We repeat the same process again for the creamy machine. Draw out the cash flow diagram, show our revenues, show our costs, our salvage value, our initial costs, and again we convert everything to an annuity. So we need to convert the present to initial capital cost of negative 36,000 to an annuity using the AP factor. Our 10,835.20 are already in terms of an annuity, an annual cost, an annual revenue, and our salvage value is then also converted to an annuity using the AF factor. Same thing as we just did with the smoothie machine, and plug in the numbers using the original formulas again, and it turns out that the annual worth of the creamy machine is negative $117.95. So this annual worth is much higher than this annual worth, so that means that we will go with the alternative that has the highest value of annual worth, and so it turns out that the smoothie is the better machine than of the two alternatives. All right, I hope that makes sense, and if you have any further questions, give me a buzz. Thanks.